coverage is certified PG. Pretty great.
It's Anomaly Presents with your friends, the Podcastronauts.
Sounds like a lot of supernatural baloney to me.
Supernatural. Perhaps. Baloney. Perhaps not.
Oh, hey, everybody. It's the Anomaly Presents podcast, the podcast about the genre movies that inspired the genre film festival. That's the Anomaly Film Festival here in beautiful Rochester, New York, at the historic Little Theater and the historic Dryden Theater in the historic days of November 5th through the 9th, the year 2025. I did it, kind of, almost. I fumbled a couple times, but I don't think anybody noticed.
No. I wasn't listening.
My name is Matt Austin. I am joined by our I was going to say usual. I don't like saying usual. I would say our erstwhile podcastronauts. We'll start. Kristen Pacheco. Hi, KP.
Hey, everybody.
And Megan Murphy. Hi, Meg.
Hello. I'm feeling very erst, but I don't know about the while. I'll get there, though.
In a while.
Nailed it. Oh, you know what? Stop recording. We did it. Thanks, everybody. Short episode this week.
Have a great
And
night.
Oh, jeez. We don't charge for
Sorry.
it. We don't charge for it, and it shows.
Yeah.
Thank you to the 30 of you out there that listen to us while you do your dishes and your laundry.
Yeah, you're the best.
We appreciate you so much. Tonight, we are going to be talking about, or today, or whenever you're listening to this, it's an evergreen show, folks. We'll be talking about Kung Fu Hustle, the Stephen Chow classic, I think, at this point. It is Kung Fu, yes. It's slapstick, yes. Wuxia, yeah, actually, kind of is.
Absolutely.
It's a mishmash of a bunch of different genres that we all love, and it's put together in kind of an inventive way, I feel. And it kind of, I don't want to say gave way to, but I mean, it really kind of launched Stephen Chow internationally, and gave us, a bunch more great movies. So let's get right into it. What do we want to say about Kung Fu Hustle? When did you become familiar with the film?
Good question. I think when it came out, I think I don't remember I saw it in the theater, but I did see it around that time because it had that kind of buzz. And I had seen Shaolin Soccer and really enjoyed it. So I kind of was like, well, let's check out Stephen Chow's next thing, because for me, it was a very unique combo of tones and styles. So I was curious about this next step.
Yeah. For me, I think it was in college, so a couple years after it came out. A friend of mine had been talking about it, and the good, the bad, the weird. So I was like, okay, we'll watch both of these. Thank you for understanding. Because, in college, basically, I was a commuter, and so I would just sit in our lounge on these, couches from the 70s and just watch movies.
Oh, no.
In between classes. So
you were also at film school. You were doing
kind
film
of.
school in between. Yeah, nice.
Industrious.
Yeah. What about you?
I caught it as a Blockbuster rental. It was one of those things where it looked interesting. I don't think I'd seen Challenge Soccer yet. So it was just one of those things. I'd heard things, but I'd never seen any of it. Rented it and absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's such a diverse tonal. It's wild.
It's like if the Looney Tunes and the Shaw Brothers had a baby.
Yeah.
And then you gave that baby candy.
It's your Looney Tunes martial arts movie.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
What's that Jerry Lewis movie where he's got the whole dollhouse he built? It's that too, to me. It's that whole the sets are.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh. It started about how gorgeous this movie is, for how silly it is, but for how absolutely then heartbreaking it is. I think it's kind of operatic in its tonal shifts. It gives you everything. You want to laugh? Do you want to cry? It's all there.
Yeah, it's got the classic Broadway thing, right? Leave them laughing, leave them crying, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's amazing fight scenes. Oh gosh, it's great. Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm terrible at knowing things about movies, which is great because I host a podcast about movies.
We were
But
learning too.
yeah, no, it's the same stunt team as Crouching Tiger, and yeah, it's just
Oh yeah. Well,
and
what's
the
interesting, and
Matrix.
we can get into it later, is when we're talking about, say, the landlady and the landlord and the beast, how they're all like 1970s. They all had experience in 1970s, like martial arts films, and kind of specifically, that's why they were cast, is because partly kind of like celebrating that and trying to echo some of that and bring it through, which I thought was super interesting.
Yeah, and the fight choreographer has done a lot of great things, like you
Well,
said.
I believe
Like,
the fight choreographer did do Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, if
yeah,
I
then
remember correctly.
directed the second one and was involved in Kill Bill and The
Yeah.
Matrix
Yeah,
and
him
a
with
bunch of
Jane,
different
yeah.
places. So he was at that time where you're getting that wire work. So it's
I say he was
Getting
the
starting
guy
to
if
get
you were doing
wacky.
wire work.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo. Do y'all
Yeah.
remember the first time you saw wire work?
probably Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like
Yeah, I think for me it was that
Yeah.
maybe the Matrix.
The Matrix
Like,
it was for
and The
me.
Yeah.
Matrix, Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Yeah.
And also I'm
Dragon,
like, wait, what?
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that's like perfect progression. Like started here, then hit the Matrix, and then boom, Charlie's Angels. And guess what? It was everywhere then.
It was a masterpiece by then.
Was that him too? Now I have to find out if he did. Charlie's
He was not in
Angels.
Charlie's Angels, no.
Yeah. I think at that point it was like, if you were going to do any sort of martial arts fight in a film, you had to do wire work. Like I think it might have been like a legal precedent for a while.
Yeah, there were a good 5 years there where you couldn't have a fight scene without wire work.
That's good. You know, like normally where they just run it into the ground, but that doesn't change the original stuff from being like cool.
Well, there's such a difference in how wire work is done by the Wu Ping fight team versus everybody else. Like there's a genuine art to it where others just kind of threw it in because it looked. I mean,
looked
which
cool.
Austin Powers movie had it? You know what I mean? It was like,
Well, you know, Austin's
was it
cool.
the second one?
Probably
they
the
had-
second or the third based on
Listen,
timing.
he's the coolest spy that ever lived. He has to.
Whichever
Like
one
that-
had Fat Bastard. That was the one where they did wire work because they
Two.
had him on it and it snapped. Remember? Yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
But but it's a different art form. I feel like when there's the person that I don't want to say originated it clearly, but the person that really specialized in it doing it. There's more passion to it. I feel.
Well, if you compare like The Matrix or Crouching Tiger or this movie, it feels different for each of them, right? Like Crouching
Mhm.
Tiger's maybe more whimsical or like
Poetic.
flowy. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
And-
more balletic. Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to this where it helps lend to that Looney Tune vibe.
Yeah. And then
Mhm.
also that mystical thread that's through the whole film. Like this isn't just folks who practice a lot. There's a mysticalness. There's a force that can be awakened in you. And that idea that, yeah, maybe you were just born a kung fu master and you just needed to get hit in the right way. Which I kind of love that idea. Like, no, you just had to get the shit kicked out of you a little bit and it kind of reset your ki. And I kind of love that.
And I like how you said in the right way, because we watch our main character get like smacked around
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
before he gets the right one. Like,
Yeah. I appreciate that Stephen Chow makes a very unlikable protagonist for most of the film. Like
Yeah.
Singh is on a journey, and for most of the film, you're like, dude, this is sad, and you're getting other people hurt at this point. You're being mean to your friend. Like, and I like that because that's the story being told. Is besides that he just needed to get hit in the right way, it was also like the universe had to slap him in a particular way. Like, listen, wake up. You know, you have to. He has a villain origin story. Our hero has a villain origin story.
I found really interesting.
Yeah.
It's
So
such
maybe
a
we should, like-
different way to come to the
Yeah,
story.
we'll kind of get into the story then, since we're starting with Singh, and his friend's name is Bone, I believe.
Yeah, you're
Which
right.
is great.
and he's a loser of villains because we meet the Axe Gang first, do we not? Like,
Yeah,
we get our little
yeah.
dance
'Cause we're like,
number.
oh
we
my-
see them actually kill, like,
Yeah.
and to show you how evil they are, they're
Yeah.
killing.
And they're effective.
They're effective.
They've got choreography. They're the
And they-
coolest dudes. Yeah.
They kill an unarmed woman like from
Yep.
behind with
Just
a gun.
letting you know. And I love that setup because they're like, oh yeah, the villains. here's our protagonist.
He's below that, and he's a loser of villains. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he and his friend are pretending to be gang members, trying to shake people down because this is the level they're at because they're bad at it.
Yeah.
He wants to be tough, but he doesn't have a purpose. Even in trying to be, he's just trying to look it because of he got sad once.
Yeah.
he got pushed around, and so
Yeah.
he spends his life trying to push other people around.
Yes, KP, perfect. Which is a great startup. Yeah. So we had that one in 1940s Shanghai, and everything looks just like. I love that it's got like the color, that neon, a bit of neon, a bit like. I like that there's like kind of both like I would say more traditional wear, but also like that 1940s suits and that mix that would have been in Shanghai as I would say a fairly cosmopolitan city at the time, from my understanding. So you have all these different kind of cultures just there visually, like the world building's great, you know.
Yeah, the Axe Gang pretty much dresses like Chicago mobsters in the 40s would have.
Yeah. But with axes, they have
with
a
axes.
theme.
Yeah,
Yes.
axes and cool hats.
Oh, the hat game. Mwah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then we then contrast this when we go to I believe it's called Pigsty Alley.
it is.
Our home for this, which is, you know, not the best part, the other part of the city, where if you can't afford other stuff, you go here, and you have to live with the landlady.
And a lecherous landlord.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Which again, great setup. We're like, oh, I know these characters. Like, yeah, he's kind of gross, and she's loud. That's all that'll ever be. Don't worry about it. It won't ever get any deeper. You just have you have a tailor, you have a baker. They're just regular dudes. They're just trying to live their lives. Great setup.
Absolutely.
Because when the gang comes in to the alley, turns out, hey, y'all, 3 of those guys, secret kung fu masters, and they each have a
Yes.
different technique.
Yes, and it's what Singh and his friend are trying to, like, they're trying to squeeze pennies out of people that have none,
right?
because-
And they're getting their ass kicked.
Yeah,
wow,
because-
like it is not going well.
Rest assured, they've probably been every other place, and they're like, these people are nothing. You know, they won't be able to fight back. And he calls them all out and tries to start a fight with a woman, and she walks up and she punches him so hard that he's spitting blood up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you can't be that strong. And she's like, I'm a farmer. Like,
Yeah.
I am very strong. But these people have grit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we don't see the hidden 3 ones there because they aren't needed. It's when the actual gang shows up, like the actual.
Yes, because now Singh and his friend are now going around saying that they're the X gang, so now they got to clean up shop because they're like, now you made us look bad.
You're making us look like dorks.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and our 3 hidden kung fu masters make their appearance.
Yeah.
It's the tailor and baker, and then who's the young guy? I couldn't remember.
Cooley.
Oh yeah, so I guess
carrying the
just
stuff on his back.
Carrying stuff. Yeah. I think that's Yeah, so like he uses like he uses like spears and long things, and then the one guy has like the metal rings. I was like, oh, look, they all have techniques. I'm a sucker for that.
The tailor and the metal ring, so cool.
Oh, right, cut your chunk. I'm like, yeah, look at that. And they all, here's the thing, like they don't look like they're not like all tough young dudes. I love that they are allowed to be like, yeah, like this dude's middle aged, but that doesn't change the fact.
They're retired, and they just kind of ended up here.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, oh, yep, and then they embarrass the Axe Gang.
Yeah, which damn, because then it escalates quite a lot because the Axe Gang hires these 2 harpists that have these okay, I'm gonna mispronounce it, but
they're the second deadliest murderers because the first deadliest is in prison, which then makes them the first deadliest killers.
They have, it's called like a gujang if I say it right, but it's like a zither.
Yeah.
Which, what a great setup! Like not only but they use them like almost like a bow.
It's like a bow.
Like they can send out power.
They're sending out like mystical swords and stuff.
It looks so cool.
Well,
so cool.
So the landlady and the landlord are like, y'all have to leave, right? Does the town, I think, maybe vote that they all have to kind of go?
Yeah.
And so the 3 guys, you know, they pack up all their stuff, they spar together, And then as the youngest guy is walking away, because that just scene is very cool, where it's like he's walking, it's kind of quiet, but it's like slow music is playing, and then you just see the shadows and things getting cut, and unfortunately the cat gets sliced in half. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then he gets got.
yeah. So like, it's now it's up, and now people are dying, and characters that we like are dying.
Yes, who you may think would be the ones, the
Right.
heroes of our movie, all end up in a very cool battle and die.
Yeah, it's very cool. No disrespect to these things. It was just they are against the unincarcerated top killers in the area.
Who are very vicious.
Yeah.
So,
but turns out there wasn't just 3 hidden kung fu masters.
Yep.
Turns out there's 2 more. Because the landlord, the landlady, you're like, oh my God. Okay, here's where I go where I'm the biggest landlady stan. I love her. I love her so much. I want to be her. Hashtag goals. Because she's there in her like house dress, her like flip flops, the curlers in her hair, cigarette always dangling. Like it's always half ash and it's always dangling. That's her magic power. And the landlord's like in like these pajamas. For most of the time, he's just in these pajamas.
With his little hair clippies, because he does the wavy hair. Yeah. And what she sucks in, she jumps in front of like the last kung fu master that's alive. Yeah. And then she sucks in the whole cigarette and blows out her breath, like kind of like Sindel, basically.
Yeah, she's got the lion's roar. That is her move. And I'm like, of course, the landlady, the loud landlady, her whole thing is just like noise and sound and like, oh my God. It's such a fun reveal because you're like, oh no. So now we have even stronger characters. Than our Zither people. And I remember the Axe Gang, the leader was watching from a limo.
And he kept shoving his like underling out of the way. He's like, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, smacking him in the face. And then he just pushes him out of the car.
And then like my favorite scene so he's in the back of the car, of course, because he's being driven, right? He's looking out the window, he turns it back, and there sitting between him and the lackey is the landlady. She's just in there, and she does a Bruce Lee move, which is so cool. She does the like crunch up the fist, crunch up the other fist, and just like, this does the no. I'm like, oh. I was like, that's it. She's so cool. Look at her. You didn't even know she got in there.
Apparently she had to practice that a bunch because she couldn't figure out how to do it with a cigarette in her mouth.
That's the level of difficulty. But now, of course, it's escalated again because now, like, this is like, you can't be the leader of the Axe Gang and get your rocks kicked in by the slum, basically.
Yes, and in the meantime, Singh and his friend are trying to bully all sorts of people and getting beaten up.
Yeah.
And we get his origin story, right?
Yeah, this is about it.
Like at this point.
Yeah, because that's when he sees, because he goes into it's a woman who's like on the street selling stuff.
Oh, the ice cream. He goes and he steals the ice cream, and then he's laughing with the ice cream coming out of his mouth on the train.
Because he remembers like, oh, wasn't that the young girl who was part of his villain origin story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because she recognizes him immediitely. I think he takes a minute.
Well, he's really self-centered at this point.
Oh my goodness!
Because he was a kid. He was trying to like protect fair people, and he got sold this pamphlet, the Buddhist palm technique pamphlet. But it didn't work, and instead he got the shit kicked out of him. So he basically is like, well, never again. I'm a villain now.
Just turn to a life of crime immediately.
Yeah, that was basically not good at it, but he's trying.
No, he's trying.
So, yeah. So, like, I think that's awakened some extra upsetness. Like, he feels like he has to extra prove himself. So, like, when the Axe Gang is like, hey, you're a thief, right? That's great. Maybe you can do that good. We need you to bust out the top killer from jail because we lost the other ones. Which I love. Like, you might be good because, like, basically, they're not calling, and we'll let you join the gang. Were they? I don't know. I think he's a useful fool in that situation. And if he got, it was fine.
Yeah.
But it turns out he actually did something, like he was able to
unleash the beast.
The beast. Another unexpected visual.
A sloppy old man in his tank top and flip-flops and unkempt is an understatement.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so what's going on here? So at first you're like, this dude, maybe he got the wrong guy. Maybe he got the wrong guy, because how could this guy be the Beast?
I just discovered something as I'm researching our actors here.
I know. Oh, is it the same? Is it the thing I know about this actor?
I think it is. Do you want to go?
Yeah, because he's one of the Bruce Lee clones. He was part of Bruce PlayStation.
Yeah.
He there's at least one film where he's like all the films that came out where everyone was named kind of Bruce Lee. I mean, this guy's stage name is Bruce Leung, I believe.
Yeah, it is Bruce Leong, because it was Bruce Lee, Bruce L.I., Bruce Lee L.E.
Yeah. Different spellings of Lee.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you ever are interested, I'm pretty sure there's a documentary out there.
Yeah, it's super fascinating. Yeah, so he's one of
yeah,
the like kind of 70s martial arts.
Doppelgangers.
Yeah. Oh my god. But
Yeah.
but it turns out, the Beast, this guy's dangerous, and he has history with the landlady and the landlord, because they all used to rumble together. You could tell. Like, we don't get, like, I don't remember us getting too much actual history. It's just the way they're together. Like, oh, yeah, they all know
'cause
each other.
The landlady and the landlord say, when they're the townspeople are like, why didn't you step up? Right? Like, we could have avoided this completely. And they're just like, oh, we learned that like fighting isn't always the answer. We lost our only son.
Yeah.
So it's like, that they've lived a sordid life.
Yes. Yeah, which I like too, because that kind of goes to the theme of like, what do you owe other people? What do you owe community? Like, at what point do you need to step up? Which I think, and that is followed with our protagonist Singh too. Like, he's only taken so far, but like this scene, this is might be my. Actually, this might be my favorite scene or second scene, and it's mostly the fashion, but it's also the fighting, because we're at the casino that the Axe Gang owns, and it gets cleared out because all we have is the Beast in his like, I guess summer wear, his like dirty shirt, sleeveless shirt and stuff, and then you have the landlady and the landlord that look like they are ready to like casino but on a carnival cruise.
They're going on their vacation. It's their anniversary. They are in matching, was it like gold kind of like outfits?
It's just so good. I'm like, yeah, they're ready. And they had the thing where, like when all these forces, they know each other. So they're just sitting there. Like, they don't have to do action right now. They're just sizing each other up and like doing the look. Yes, and then blah 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 blah. I was like, yeah, because it's about to kick off, but this is the quiet start,
Yes. And
then it kicks off.
Yeah, it kicks off, and our landlord and landlady get their butts kicked.
Well, I mean, they do kick some butt first.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
like when he grabs the landlord grabs, like, there's this bell there, and he uses that to already the landlady has the lion's roar, but to use that to kind of focus and amplify it, which I was like, I love a fight scene that uses the stuffs around it, right? Yes. Oh, it's great. They beat the shit out of this casino and each other. But this is when Singh all of a sudden kind of like, you know what? I think I've been fucking up. I think I have to do something. After seeing these people get rocked, decides I'll fight the Beast.
Yeah. It doesn't go too well for him, does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't go great. It doesn't go great, but he does get hit in the right way, we find out later. But the landlady, the landlord are just able to kind of like grab him and escape.
Yes. Which I guess it's good to note, which is one of my favorite scenes from this that had happened, was when they're in the town, Singh and his friend go, and they're trying to get revenge on the landlady. And like the comedic part of that, where he's got a knife and Singh goes to throw it, and it like immediately ricochets off and goes right into his shoulder. And then he tells his friend, like, you can do a better job. And his friend goes to throw it and immediately, goes to pull back and impales him. And then he's like, goes to do the third one, and he immediately stabbed the friend, throws the piece, like just the handle, and then like, takes the knife out, puts it back in, and then he gets a pile of snakes thrown on him. It's just like
I was like, oh, this knife, snakes?
And he's like, don't move, just whistle. That'll make him feel better. And he starts whistling, and they immediately bite him.
Oh, yeah.
So, but right at that part, him and his friend, they're trying to get away from the landlady,
Mm.
and then we get like a Wile E. Coyote type chase scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
like literally, her legs are moving like they're an animated whirlwind. At one point, she's beating the car,
Yes.
which is just while smoking. By the way,
Yes,
the
and when she
entire
like leaps into the air and is just unbothered, arms
Oh.
back and behind her head and just lounging, but then she slams into a sign and he gets away. And he
Yes.
goes into, it looks like it's like tied to the traffic signs. What is that, like
Yeah.
a well or something? Or
Oh,
like a water
yeah,
tower
yeah.
kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I
And
thought was a fascinating idea. I'll just hide. I'll be in here.
Yes, he's hiding in this like water tower, but he's like hitting the walls and making impressions and then like getting better. So his
Yeah.
friend, when they reconvene, is like, "How are you good again?" So we
Yeah.
know that something is
Yeah,
brewing there.
Yeah, he heals quick. We know that he
Yes.
heals quick. So there, you're right. That potential was there. It just needed to be. I think a couple like
Slapped out.
channels needed to be unlocked in the energy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yes. So what now? After the casino fight, he's basically wrapped up in a cocoon, which I too love. Burrito time.
Yeah,
That's a little song.
He's broken. He's broken into pieces. Like this. He's lucky to be alive. But luckily, we know that he does heal fast.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that is what keys in the landlady and the landlord. Like, oh, like you have potential. You have the potential to also be a kung fu master. That is actually in you. If you would, I don't know, kind of get your head out of your own ass, just
Stop
grow
picking
up
on
a little.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's his story. His hero story is it's not about you. Just let that little shit go. Plus
Yeah, he
also
gets
like
to
they
literally
he
beat
can
him
kind
up.
of be their son, which is that little thing of like maybe
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
that stuff. They're able to let go of some of that stuff because they're able to help this schmuck, kind of become maybe what their son could have been.
Yeah.
They get a little healing too, which is nice.
I do laugh at them when now the Axe Gang has come back, right? And he has bust out of his cocoon and comes
because the
out
beast's
in
in charge now. The beast
Yes.
literally just killed the head of the Axe Gang like nothing. He's like, oh, well,
Yes.
I'm here. Thanks for breaking me out, chump.
Yes. And he comes out in his final like little
Toady
outfit.
form.
And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
the landlord and the landlady are like, he could be a lawyer or a doctor, and then he's like, no, maybe a stunt man. Like they know who he is. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That instant parental energy.
Yeah.
You have instant well, I mean, not every possibility. You can punch though. And what I love this, so we have like I have a really enjoyable fight, which is all around the alley and like using all the different levels and kind of destroying it. But also like you see like he Singh is kind of like this unlocked power has come in and he's kind of like learning as he's going and like feeling that confidence. And can you start to see like because at first the beast is winning first because he's got this, and then you have that great time in a fight where the switch happens and the Buddhist palm comes back into play, y'all.
Right.
Oh, but like it's bigger than you think it's gonna be because with that cartooniness,
Yes.
Sing like almost like jumps off into the air, high, puts like his palm out, and when he slams it down, the size of like almost like the shadow that is cast, not his hand size, but the size, it just slams down in his hand. Right on the beast, and it's a really cool visual.
Which the beast power was something he was like a frog?
It was like the
Yeah.
toad
Yeah, the
style.
toad.
Yeah. General toadness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I hate that little like
What like the
very
throat stuff. Yeah.
I was like, no.
Now you are aptly named. I do again. I appreciate that characters get to be old and like unkempt and kind of gross, but still powerful. Like he's no joke. He's gross, but he's no joke. You know.
Well, I kept laughing because I started watching like a behind the scenes thing, and they were introducing each of the characters, and they get to the landlady, and they just kept calling her the fat lady. I'm like, you are not fat, ma'am.
Disrespectful too.
She even says the actress is like, I play the fat lady, ma'am.
No.
No, you're wearing your house dress. That it's not particularly flattering on anyone. It's comfort and function over above all else.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Listen, she's running a whole place, and she's got to deal with her husband the entire time. So she's got to be able to move. She's got to be easy breezy and easy movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then the
is
day
the
is
kung fu genius.
yeah. But I like so what they do is instead of him but then what he does, he also goes back to live a quiet life. Like he doesn't have to fight if there isn't a need to fight. So he and his friend open up a candy shop, and they use the one thing we didn't talk about is like the little girl at the time and the woman had this like lollipop that got smashed. So that becomes the logo of their candy shop. And then she comes in at the end and her and Sing hold hands and like they're kids again. So like his inner child's healed.
It's all very sweet.
But I do like that's kind of the end is like, you know what? The end
Yeah.
isn't like a big fight. It's he's a better person now and he might be
living a life.
Yeah,
like what
exactly.
happens after.
Yeah, so maybe hopefully he'll never have to smash a dude with a giant mystical hand again, but he does have the possibility. Oh, and at the very end we have the guy.
You can't forget.
Yeah,
there's
who
a little
sold the
kid
pamphlet.
With the boogery face eating a lollipop,
and he's out there finding the next guy that needs this pamphlet.
The next child to dupe.
Yeah, so
here's
the
duping them, or is he? That's the question. Or is
no?
Yeah, because it's like he's duping these kids and just gets lucky, or sees something in them.
Dude, like maybe just start a school, dude. Like this seems like a very inefficient way to like find like the next kung fu master. It seems a little like. I think it's more of a scam. In all honesty, I think it was luck.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
I don't.
Yeah, I think he just happened to do it.
Lucky.
He sold 1 billion of those things.
Yeah.
One out of every 50 kids.
Yeah. You know what? Those odds are okay.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Ella. Celador is telling us about in chat about Toad style, which is it's a martial arts style in kung fu that draws inspiration from the Toad's characteristics. It emphasizes defensive and resilient qualities, incorporating techniques like low stances, explosive upward strikes, powerful leaps, and crushing stomps. Yeah, this is also I love it. Oh, it was one of the styles in the 5 Deadly Venoms. I gotta watch that again. I gotta watch that again.
I can't remember. Did we do that for this one, or did we do that for Punches?
Nah. It wasn't Punches and Popcorns biting at our stuff again.
Nah, go check out their stuff.
I mean, yes, KB, we are on the same podcast network. Lunchador, we support each other. Those guys, though,
and they have different things to say.
Yes, KP, I'm trying to start some heat, right? And then we can we can kayfabe it. Like kayfabe, what I'm saying, like we can
Get ready. We will fight in Pigsty Alley.
Yes, there we go. That's it. All right, come at us, Punches and Popcorn. We're never doing Highlander 2, and you can't make us.
That's right.
Guess what? We renege on our promise. You let us on your podcast, and we'll let you on.
I should just watch Highlander 2 and not the first Highlander, and then show up.
Oh, KP, I like you. I would never make you do that.
Yeah, that's a choice.
So I should watch the first Highlander or none?
Yeah, watch the first.
The first one's super fun. Yeah, I every time I'll defend that. That's a solid, fun, fantasy action.
Who's the guy that played Raiden, right?
Yeah, Christopher Lambert.
Lambert. The guy that plays Mr. Krabs. Is the bad guy.
Yeah, Clancy Brown. Kurgan.
Do you hear the Mr. Krabs of it all in it?
I mean it's basically because he's always has kind of he does it more for Mr. Crab, but he has kind of a.
Ooh, I can't wait. Okay, I'll add that
to character, the Kurgan, right? The character he plays there is kind of more of a New York leather punk. Somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, even though he's lived longer than the Highlander, he adapts better, I think.
Yeah, I mean to a point.
Well, I can't go into the whole thing about why the Highlander wins at the end of the Kurgan. It's about love, but I can't. Hey, you know what you should do? You should go to Punches and Popcorn and look up the Highlander 1 episode. I lay it all out.
It's true.
I will watch. I will watch Highlander, and then I will go and listen.
Also Sean Connery, but he's Spanish.
Yeah,
but also he's Sean Connery. And he doesn't change his accent at all.
I mean, should he?
No. Hunt for Red October, same thing. He's Russian from the Highlands. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kurgan was from the Russian steppes. Yeah, Celador. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, KP, watch the first one.
Yes. Okay, wonderful. I will.
It's well worth it.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
second one, man, not so much. It's
No.
diminishing returns from there.
Direct to video.
Yeah,
I-
and then there was a TV show that wasn't good either. It was a lot.
There could be
That
only
TV
one,
show,
and there
I
keeps
felt like
being
ran for
more.
years.
The only thing I know about Highlander is literally from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Not to bring that back.
Hey!
No, we were talking about Meatwad Boys.
Yeah.
But
That was in the off-air times when we were talking
Yes, in
about
the off-air
new
times.
Jurassic Park.
yes. But yes, because Master Shake is trying to kill Happy Time Harry by throwing him off the cliff. And is like, I want to be a Highlander. And I think Fry says, you have to be born a Highlander to become one. Like,
If someone paid attention to the film, yeah, Frylock would be the one who paid attention to the movie.
and Master Shake, yes, just eats himself right off the cliff. So, and that is my exposure to Highlander.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think it's the gist of it.
Yeah,
It's
about
important
right.
information. You're born.
yeah.
And I guess technically, okay, I can't go into this. I can't go into this.
Off the rails.
Hey,
so
Kung Fu Hustle.
masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Hits all what I like. I think you go back to it. It really does hit all the genres. It's goofy, it's funny, it's heartbreaking, but then it's just like, oh, it's warm and fuzzy at the end. Like,
Yeah, it takes wild swings and lands every one.
Yeah,
it's impressive. And that's you see that a bit in Shaolin Soccer. Like you see the style evolving where it and not in a bad way, but it can be treacly. It can be like kind of like very ooey gooey, but then you have like the action happen, and then you have the so I could see like him playing around with his style, you know?
Yeah. And it's interesting to see what he did afterwards, because he starts to go kind of more into the
comedy, right?
Comedy and heartstrings more than it's action as it goes. He kind of leaves action behind. He stopped acting like, I don't know, a couple years after this.
And mainly did comedy, right?
And then was a comedy director. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I don't think anything has like got the global attention that Kung Fu Hustle did, but also like I don't know where you go from there. Like you kind of have to go different after Kung Fu Hustle. Like that's the perfection of a lot of different things he'd been working on, and I feel like you can't make another Kung Fu Hustle. You got to do other stuff, you know?
Lightning in a bottle. You got to push it up. Like
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a snakes in a barrel. Or multiple stabbings from your friend.
Too funny. It's just a gag that gets me every time. Like
because it just increasing it. You're like, how is this going to get worse? Because he's trying to stop it, and it just keeps happening. And he's got that before he learns to grow, he has that kind of like, no, you're doing it wrong, I'm right energy. Like you're a fool, but he's not right, and he's just as much as a fool, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, I think of him, throughout the movie, just trying to pick on people who are worse, and he picks on the guy, the clerk with the glasses. And just gets headbutted, just embarrassed on the bus. Like, and that's I like that he's a loser. It's not like he's a chosen one who just is like, I don't believe in myself. It's like, no, you're a loser and a jerk. Like, I think that's also makes this more interesting.
Yeah. And through his own actions too. Like, you don't have to spend your life trying to push people around. You should probably have stopped. You probably should have learned your lesson, but he's just filled with self-hatred more than anything. He wants to be something that he feels he cannot be.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the one time he chose to be, or not the one time, he chose to do something good and he paid for it. And it's like, well, you're paying for it by being bad every day because you've seen it every time. You just get embarrassed. You're
oh my God, I love it. So I have a little bit of information about like, I had about the Beast, but then I saw that light in your eye, man, and I knew you just read my bit of information. I love it.
Anytime I see anything about Bruce PlayStation, I get real excited.
It's such a very specific genre. But okay, so the landlady, and these are stage names, and I'm absolutely mispronouncing them, and I apologize. Yun Kin. She studied under the same master as Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung at the Peking Opera School. Yeah. She had a small role in The Man with a Golden Gun. Like she did somewhat, but like as a stunt woman, there wasn't as many roles. So really, Kung Fu Hustle was the kind of beginning of a second wave in her career. Because she studied, she did all this stuff. Like she could, rock with these guys, but of course there was not the roles weren't there, you know. And it's interesting because the landlord, Young Wan, and the fact that they both have Young is because he also studied at the Peking Opera School, and folks often took the last name of their teacher for their like stage name. And yeah, he worked as Bruce Lee's stunt double for some of the early films, and he's in several Shaw Brothers films too. So, I mean, among other things, these are just stuff I picked out. He did a bunch of movies. Like this guy worked.
What was
Booked
it,
and busy.
180 of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
180 movies. He was martial arts director for 40. But yeah,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee stunt double in Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon. That's wild.
Yeah. So I love it. So it's interesting because like this film does, well, I'll say he does, it visually mentions Bruce Lee once when the landlady does the little like fists
Yeah.
and no thing, but like that influence is all over this. Imagine having such influence. You don't even got to mention his name. One dude who started a career being a version of you, one dude who started it being your stunt double, someone who like that's fascinating to me that you could be felt through that. Like just
he just reverberated through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure decades and decades
Yeah.
and decades of martial art films, right?
Yeah.
Like it just
and just that general pop culture.
And I think like saw a Bruce Lee movie and was like, that's what I want to do immediately. And then went and he became an actor. Like and wanted to learn martial arts.
I love that. Like, not many people die, and then an entire subgenre rises up of dudes that either look like you or are kind of named like you, doing movies that you might have done. Amazing! Like just that. It's a subgenre, and it's one dude's influence.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of when we talked at one time recently, because I saw the message in Pumble where you were setting like the Die Hard like doppelganger films, right? It's like, you know, where it's kind of fascinating. Maybe it's not Bruce Willis copy paste, it's the movie copy paste.
Yeah, it's like the setup. Yeah, no, that's what it usually is. Usually when you're talking about some sort of like exploitation, like subgenre, it's hey, that movie did really well. How can
30 of it?
Let's make 30. Exactly. It's very rarely this person who in all honesty has like a very small filmography because he died young, you know, like that
less than 10 movies if I remember right. Is it 32
yeah,
total?
at least
no, I mean he was 32.
Yeah, he was 32, but I don't think it was around 10 if I remember right.
It's a small amount of movies, right? And only a couple of them are like the big ones.
Yeah
It's just such a big personality. And also I'm sure the American crossover makes it like a big thing. It's like, wow, you know,
it's
like
also
a global sensation for China. Like,
I mean, it's skill and talent. It's also timing and at the right person at the right time. You know, the right time when like a martial arts film started getting brought over to like America. Cities where people would just sit and watch films, like when you had like the film, you know, and then you had like a youth culture that was ready to be like, yes, martial arts. I'm going to base my personality on this. And then you can go watch like The Last Dragon. Yeah, see, I'm bringing it in. Y'all watch Barry Gar's Last Dragon.
Masterpiece.
Talking about someone who's building his entire personality on movies he watched to the point of dressing a little odd for for where he lives and the time he's in, to the point where you're like, Leroy, I need you to like maybe not cosplay a little. I just need you to let it go a little. But you know what? His key gets open too. It's called The Glow.
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria Monet's cover of that song, if you haven't listened to it, is a masterpiece.
It's just I'm going to start talking about this film. I could talk about for hours. It's a film that could only exist in like the 2-year period it was made and released in.
We should do that one too, because I know that was Punches and Pop. Sorry, I spent like 2 years doing a kung fu podcast at the same time I did this one, so sometimes it gets blurry.
Well, it's fascinating too because it's like how martial arts comes and goes.
Yeah,
influence, because I've been thinking a lot. But Vanessa and I had been talking about like 90s, like the 90s and early 2000s, like hip hop kung fu fusions, like Romeo Must Die and all of that, right? Where you have Jet Li and DMX and
in the same
and Aaliyah, and like you have them making like that influence just spawning a bunch of these movies, but like clearly, right, they those people probably grew up
Yes.
watching.
Yes, exactly. I love seeing that thread.
Yeah, it's all on Wu-Tang. Like that was really
Oh,
where
yeah,
it started to
100%.
cross over, and that's because I think the first Wu-Tang album came out. This is 30. It's 95.
You don't have to do the math.
So
I get to say that. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, that brings around because we do 36 Chamber of Shaolin on this one.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
we did.
Yes.
Yep.
Because I told you the 36 Chamber is community outreach.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
See, it all
Yeah.
comes together.
And if there's one thing Wu-Tang knows, it's community outreach. They're with the Staten Island baseball team this year. The Wednesday night, whatever it is, it's the Shaolin team. They have Wu-Tang
What?
jerseys. It's dope.
No.
Yeah.
What? I
Yeah.
gotta start watching these games.
I mean, you could. This is going to sound crazy, not to get too far off, but baseball. The Mets games. Has anybody been following any of this other than me and Matt? Because I'm annoying him with it.
No, but I love this.
I'm not a sports guy. I'm so sorry. But please tell me
So-
more. I love to hear about it.
The director for the Mets games on Sports New York, SNY, is a huge film nerd. So what he's doing is putting inspirations from movies that he really loves into the games. So like the other night, there was a shot where it was the batter reflected in the lens at like that kind of quarter shot. So the lens pretty much took up the entire center of the screen. That was the shot from The Substance where she's doing the
Oh, what?
John DeMarzico is his name. If you get a chance, check out his Instagram.
Oh my God.
And he did what was the one the other night? Scott Pilgrim, he's done stuff from like a bunch of De Palma. He loves Brian De Palma, so his stuff all like echoes. He split diopter shots in a baseball game.
He's just having a grand old time.
Stop talking me into this. I have things to do, Matt. But now apparently I gotta look up these clips.
Yeah,
When
he
I
has
tell
to
you-
look up baseball, and the algorithm's gonna be like,
Right? My algorithm's gonna be shot for the entire summer.
I could not give a shit about baseball until this year. I started watching the Mets games to the point that I think I'm a Mets fan somehow.
I'm just okay. Here's the thing. I'm afraid to start, but I'm absolutely gonna start. Next recording, I'm like, Matt, KP, do you believe?
Yeah. So like the guy, he's doing presentations at the Spectacle Theater, the Micro Cinema in Brooklyn. He's doing stuff at the Museum of the Modern of the Moving Image, where he's pulling up his shots and contrasting them with the shots from the films.
Oh
It's wild. So
I'm gonna have to watch entire Mets games waiting for these shots. Tim will be thrilled, I think. He'll be like, yeah.
He's like, finally.
Or the next day they'll just put them up
I'll
on
put up the clips.
Instagram.
I'm trying to figure out should I do this like the right way or the like I don't have time way.
Yeah, it's one of those things when I'm feeling very brain dead, I'll put a Mets game on and it's baseball, so I don't really have to pay a lot of attention. But at the same time, holy shit, that was amazing.
Was that blowout? The hell?
The other night, it was wild. There was a shot right behind home plate. It wasn't a film reference, but it was a shot right behind home plate of the batter and the catcher standing next to each other. And they've perfectly framed the screen out in center field. So they're watching the replay of the play. So you're watching them watch the replay. It was gorgeous. I was like,
he's like, is someone doing art up in here? Is someone doing art? Yes.
Somebody was like, how do I track this on my Letterboxd?
But then, that works well
What
with
if it
this.
inspires that, right? Like,
yeah.
I know this brings it back to Kung Fu Hustle, which is a mashup. You have to have several genres and throw them in this stew together,
Yeah.
Because I like you said, I'm gonna mispronounce it. Wushu? Wuxia, because you have that element too, because we're talking about martial arts, but not just like Hong Kong Shaw Brothers style, but like when we talk about the wire work and elegance and that like when the fight becomes beautiful and elegant like a dance, it has that influence too, which was really of course, we're talking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which is very much that forefront of Western Americans kind of getting a taste of that kind of film style, which then, of course, again, was just augured into the ground. But it was really, really pretty. I could watch everybody fighting on bamboo. I could. It's fun as hell, even that 50th time.
We got Hero, House of Flying Daggers. We had like a bunch back to back to back.
Yeah.
Hero
They're
is
beating each other up, but it's pretty
gorgeous.
this time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hero was gorgeous. I liked House of Flag and Daggers until the end because I think they
Yeah.
robbed us. Right? They robbed us of
Yeah.
that final battle that they had teased.
Oh,
That
good. I
pissed me
forgot.
off
I must have been so
bad.
upset. I
It
forgot
did.
about
I
it.
I
was like,
forgot about it until
I think
just
we got
now.
Miramaxed on that one.
damn
The
it.
rage never dies.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, Commander Dante. I think we all wanted to be able to fight on bamboo. Well, if you were watching these films at a particular time, you're like, "Hey, if I went to a karate class right now, could I do that? Like, what class do I have to go to so I can fight elegantly in a long flowing robe on bamboo? I would love to have a sword involved, but let's start simple. Get me up
Let's be
there.
Michelle Yeoh. Give me the sword. Give me
Yeah.
everything.
Get me up there. You know what? I'm talking like a real sing right now. Yeah, I could do that.
yeah, sure, why
Any
not?
chump could do that. Exactly. What belt do I need to be able to fly?
The belt with wires. That's
Yeah.
the
KP, yes, you landed that one. A belt with wires.
Amazing. So yeah, this has been Kung Fu Hustle and a bunch of other stuff. The other thing we mentioned it in Meat Space last time we saw KP, but we'll mention it to the folks at large too. Roaring Fire is a film that we saw
Oh,
a couple weeks ago now, and if you're a Kung Fu Hustle fan, you'd probably enjoy that too.
Oh no.
It was made by Toei, 1980s, and it is a who's who. Hiroki Sanada is in it. Sonny Chiba is in it, playing a cop / magician.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Mag. Yes, he's a magician, but he's a cop.
Yeah.
It's important. This is both important.
Professional wrestler Abdullah the Butcher is in it.
Yeah.
It is absolutely wild. It is.
I'll give you the quick pitch. Okay, so there were 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. And there was a someone who's like, oh, I need to get the money because they're rich because I'm gonna steal one of the sons, right? One of the twins, right? But he grows to love the twins, so instead he takes one of the twins and he moves to Texas, and that twin becomes a cowboy in Texas with a pet monkey. But when his brother is brutally murdered, his twin brother is brutally murdered, and his dad on the deathbed goes, "Hey, turns out I stole you. I'm not your dad. You have a sister. You gotta go over across the ocean. Good luck with that." And that's it. That's how it starts.
It's
He's a cowboy with a monkey.
It's wall to wall wild.
The monkey steals a bra top.
Yeah.
mischievous.
He's a mischievous little monkey.
There's a Benny Hill chase scene featuring 24 ninjas. It's like running up and down buildings and stuff. It's wild. I think you can find it on archive.org theoretically, or look around. But it's Roaring Fire. It's another recommendation if you're a big fan of Kung Fu Hustle. This is kind of a, I don't know, more slapstick, less wuxia, I think.
It's
totally
not elegant, but it's fun.
No, if you were with us for the Kung Fu movie at Anomaly a couple years ago, there's some echoes of that.
Yeah.
In it.
When dragons collide, baby.
When dragons collide. Yep.
What a wonderful theater experience that was.
A joy.
Just hearing you, Dan, Vanessa, and I on one side laughing, hearing you two laugh on the opposite side of the theater. Like,
man, I'll never forget because I was one of the people who saw it before when we said this is the one we want to show. There's a certain scene where Led Zeppelin's "The Immigrant Song" starts playing on a traditional pipe. And it takes you a second to go, what is this song? And just that moment, I turn to look at Matt and I want to wait. I was like looking for him to clock the song. I might have smiled as I turned around.
And I
wanted to see it on your face.
Roll into the aisle.
The entire song plays during this
chase scene, right? Yeah.
It goes from pipes to like this crazy jazz rock version of the Immigrant Song.
It's amazing.
So
that's great. So yeah, if you like that, Roaring Fire, also Kung Fu Hustle. We contain multitudes and we love Kung Fu movies.
Yes.
We love all movies, and that's why we have a film festival. It's a genre film festival. It's in Rochester, New York. It is the Anomaly Film Festival. It is November 5th through the 9th, the year of our Lord 2025, at the Little Theater, at the Dryden Theater for one night only there. We are in the midst of screening all manner of films to bring you the best of the best. All killer, no filler as far as the Anomaly lineup goes. We work really, really hard to find the stuff to fill those screens for you. Join us, won't you? It's anomalyfilmfest.com, Anomaly Film Fest on all of the social medias. I will toot her horn as I do every time we do this. Megan does a fantastic job on our socials. She is the woman behind the curtain there.
No, that's why the curtain's there.
Look away. Look away.
So if you like,
Get me those ruby slippers.
yeah. So if you like our brand of silliness on the podcast and you're not already following us on socials, I don't understand that, but please do. And you'll see all of the news as it comes out. We'll have announcements for our early bird tickets early ghoul tickets going on sale. We'll have some announcements about programming coming down the line, all sorts of good stuff. We're starting to kick it into full gear for festival season. And it's your
getting
chance
real now. First beginning of the year, I guess we're doing a festival, whatever. Now we're like, oh no.
Adam's got our eyes on a lot of different things on top of our wonderful film freeway submissions. So we are busy.
The hardest working programmer in America, trying to find you the best and the brightest. It is late summer and everybody is still upright and standing. So that's positive. It means good things for you.
We did it. we survived to the midsummer. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, keep an eye out for all the good news coming from us. You could even subscribe to our newsletter, which is also on anomalyfilmfest.com, and I'm sure you'll see it on our socials at some point too. That's where all the hottest goss comes out about the festival. That's all I got. I feel like I've been hyping this thing up for about 5 minutes now. It's a good promo I just cut. We can probably cut it there. Anybody else have anything to say before we go?
Hydrate or dihydrate. Stay cool.
Yeah.
Because it is a hot summer.
Yeah.
We got to make it to November. Make it to the festival. Once you're in the theater with us, it's okay. We'll take it. You don't got to think anymore. Come be with us for like a couple days. It's fine. Just come on in. Come here. Be with us in the dark forest with the fairies and the Baba Yaga hut. I didn't say Baba Yaga hut. It's just a normal hut. Don't worry. Come on in.
Yeah. We might put pizza in there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, it's the Pizza Hut.
It's not going to get better than that. Honestly.
No, that's it. I did it. We've all landed a plane once today.
We did it. We did it. Thank you for joining us. We love you. We'll talk to you again next time. If I can find the right button, I will hit it. Here you go. Goodbye. See you later. Bye.
This has been a presentation of the Lunchador Podcast Network.